Hey, welcome to your Virgo horoscopes for the week of the 22nd to the 28th of October. Pardon me. We still have Venus playing around in Virgo this week, which I love and hate at the same time. If that makes any sense at all, I will explain myself. We also have Juno influencing Virgo this week. Let's talk about Venus for a minute. Focus is on long-term goals. Juno's influence specifically brings long-term financial goals into this. And so this is a really important thing to be focusing your energy on, obviously. And you Virgos just do it so well. I mean, you guys really are good at the details and coming up with a plan and or a goal and sticking to it, etc., etc. But Venus to me is like that young girl. We were all there, ladies. Okay, we were all there at one time. And I have seen Virgo boys do this too. That young girl who was very focused. She might have even been a little bit feminist, very goal oriented, very this is what I want to achieve and I'm not letting anything stand in the way. And then she sees that cute boy and she loses all sense. Absolutely all sense. And then before you know it, and this story has actually been played out so many times, she falls in love with the guy, she believes in him, he completely destroys their lives, she's basically stuck there with children and he's gone. This kind of situation happens a lot. And so I feel like for you Virgos, because I've seen that mentality in both male and female Virgos, actually, that this is almost like a double whammy in some ways to have this influence. But I also feel because Venus is very much lining up favorably for most of the week with other planets. As we get to the end of the week, things are going to get a little bit weird. But at the beginning of the week, we are at the last few days of Venus's sextile with Mars, and this Mars and Venus energy working together, the masculine and feminine. And Mars is very much focused on career. So it's a lot of focus of your long-term career goals this week, but also Venus is trine with Jupiter. Jupiter is focused on the home. So it's almost like you're toggling that energy back and forth in not a bad way. I mean, you guys can handle multitasking because you're Virgos, right? But sometimes you over multitask and you just exhaust yourself and you wind up just down for a couple of days, can't move. And then you have to get the momentum back up again. The older we get, the more difficult it is to get that momentum flowing. So I really want to say about this, honestly, what I really want to say about this is you guys are great. You're great. But don't let your ego trip you up. Don't let your brain try and convince you that you can take on more than you need to take on right now. Stay focused on what is important. Virgos do get easily distracted, and really a lot of this is what that's about. As we move into Tuesday, Venus moves into opposition with the moon. And the moon's focus is on the past. So a lot of this kind of defines the things that are going to come up to distract you is stupid stuff, especially the stupid stuff from the past. And really, I think the issue here is that a lot of the Virgos that I know, they really do get interested in the drama. and they kind of get sucked into it. And the more you can stay outside of that and kind of just let it bounce off of you, the easier it's going to be for you, pardon me, to keep moving forward. As we move into Wednesday, this is when we move into an opposition with Neptune, an opposition that is going to last for a little bit. But this is a very interesting one, actually, because, and the moon does move into this opposition on Wednesday, but then moves out of it by Thursday. So it does intensify it quite a bit. Neptune's focus is on the mind and how the mind works. And Neptune is all about intuition. And I feel like there's a couple of things that come out of this. One is that Venus is all about creativity, and part of that creativity really does come through intuitively. I think we get more intuitive thoughts than we realize we do. And I'm pretty much paying attention most of the time, but I think I still tend to lose messages that come through intuitively, because if you're over planning, you're blocking that intuition. And I also feel that with something difficult coming up from the past the day before, it can really very easily be taken into the next few days. And your mind is just focused on that one irritating thing that happened rather than being focused on your goals and what you want to do. So this is one of those classic cases of don't complicate things that don't need to be complicated, if that makes any sense at all. You know, you have a little problem, you can get an inexpensive fix for it, but you got your eyes on the ridiculously overpriced fix, and you go, well, I can't go any forward until I get this done. Go with the inexpensive fix. You can always upgrade later. You see what I'm saying? We put these obstacles in front of us all the time. And this opposition is kind of coming up and amplifying that. The moon makes it really emotional too, like a lot of frustration coming around this. But this is happening for a reason. Something keeps telling you this is not the right direction to go in, and it gets amplified even bigger. And the minute you stop overthinking and the minute you get out of your head, the more you leave things open for your intuition to point you in the direction that you should be going in. And maybe an easier direction, maybe a direction that's more conducive to the goals that you had set up in the first place. So that's what I have for you guys this week. If you love your horoscopes, I would so appreciate a tip or a donation, which you can leave on my coffee link, ko-fi.com/heavy metal psychic. I also put the link in the description there for you guys as well. Would really always appreciate that. I'm Melissa Bruce, Heavy Metal Psychic. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next week. And in the meantime, I mean, I always have high expectations of you guys. You guys are just so awesome and put together until you're not. And that's okay. You know, there's no need for perfection in this world, because if it were perfect, it really wouldn't be a lot of fun. Think about it that way. You guys are perfect the way you are anyways. And I am looking forward to all of the amazing things that you guys are going to do this week. I will see you next week. Make it a great one, you guys.